everybody, welcome back to microbeerreviews.com. We're kind of wrapping up some of our summer beers that we've collected on beer trades, and this is one of them. This is a Saison from the BlueGrass Brewing Company out of Louisville, Kentucky. This is the first beer I've ever tried from BBC, and I mean, it's pretty cool, actually. A great name, Louisville, Kentucky. You think of bluegrass, ding, 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 you know, going in the holler. But Saison, being a summery type wheat ale, at the bottom of the glass it does say, you know, it's a farmhouse ale. Saisons are typical for summer ales. They're usually brewed seasonally, and they kind of have that refreshing, you know, flavor. They usually mix it with a lot of different things. This one has orange, I believe lemon zest, and cloves. And I think a little bit of honey. I'm not a big, obviously that's where the color comes from. I am not a big fan of cloves. I have to tell you this before I say anything else. I have learned in the last several months reviewing some beers that anything with cloves in it, I typically just don't like the flavor. So I'm telling you that initially before I say anything else, because if you like cloves, you're going to like this beer. That's what I taste the most, cloves. But I don't want you to think I'm picking on the beer of the brewery, because it's my first review from BBC. So, let's continue. It's 4.9% alcohol, and like I said, on the front end, it almost looks like an amber, but you know, it is a Saison, so it's got a little bit thicker flavor, or excuse me, thicker texture than a lot of other beers. Saisons, like I said, are known for being a little bit, you know, more refreshing in terms of the way they drink. This beer, also, when I poured it, had a huge head. I mean, I always use this glass for consistency, but I mean, the head was as high as over the glass, but it just kind of hung there. It's not extremely carbonated right now. You can still see bubbles, but nothing like what I would have expected after that. So the head and the carbonation did kind of dissipate. There's a little bit of head left over, but it's fairly carbonated, just as an FYI. It's fairly cloudy as well, so it's on that weedier side of a Saison. Let's see what else. It's a darker Saison than most of the other ones I reviewed. So compared to the Sam Adams, I liked it a lot better because it was lighter, and it didn't have, to me, it didn't have that overpowering #1 clover flavor. But it also was a little bit lighter in texture. It wasn't as thick. This is a pretty thick beer. When you drink this beer, I mean, it fills your mouth. Now, a lot of the filling of the mouthfeel, I think, is from the carbonation. So, and a lot of people like that a lot. A lot of people like that. I don't like or dislike it in this beer because I don't like it because it has cloves in it. So, I'm sorry. That's just, I don't like that flavor in a beer. But, if you do, you'll like this beer. So, here's the take on it. It's a darker Saison than normal. It's definitely fairly cloudy. It has a little bit of honey and orange peel in it, which you can kind of taste. It's got a little sweet flavor to it. The most overpowering flavor I taste are cloves. I would not buy it again, and I'd give it a 2 in a nutshell. So, here again. Hopefully I get more beers from this BBC Brewing Company. If you know anything about them and know of any beers that I need to try to request on a trade, please tell me. Please make a comment. Please, I want to try other beers from this brewing company. They have a great website, and they look like they have some great beers. So, I'm only giving this one a 2, only because of the cloves, and I'm just being honest. This is my take. So take that for what it's worth, but it does have a thick characteristic to it, and is fairly carbonated, if you like that. So, there you go. Thanks for watching microbeerreviews.com. Check back real soon. We got a lot of good stuff coming up in this.